there's a saying, why did God create time? So everything didn't happen at once. So time actually creates the illusion of separation, and the mind creates the illusion of separation. You can't have a relationship with yourself if there is no other, because you wouldn't know the difference between everything else and yourself. It would just be like, like when a baby's born, it pees and poops all over everything because it thinks the couch is it. It thinks the floor is it. It thinks mommy is it. It doesn't know the difference. So there's this sort of awakening of, oh, the dog that just growled at me because I pulled on its whiskers somehow isn't me, So the progressive coming into self-consciousness comes, this is why I call that stage sex and violence love, because we're all born through an act of sex, but we also have to go through the challenges of learning how to deal with the forces of the environment, be it gravity, be it sharp objects, things that bite, what is hot, what is cold, because in order for the life form to live, it has to conform to the environment that it needs to be in to survive. So there's a period where the child's in this state of oneness, but it progressively gets shocked into this idea of itself as a separate individual. When it starts realizing that, because it starts to use the word I, which takes usually about 2 years before a child. The two words that distinguish that the child's ego is now developing is I and no. So if a child says I or no, it knows somehow that it's not you or the table. And so that's when its journey into separation from the whole progressively develops. And then, of course, is the crisis of feeling so isolated. And a midlife crisis is really when you come to the point that you realize your ego is actually much, much more of a trickster and problem maker than it is a problem solver. And so that's usually when the spiritual life begins, when you actually reach the point where you realize, okay, whatever it is that's making decisions for me is not a very good accountant, and it's not a very good whatever, bus driver, lover, because it gets in trouble all the time. It just, because the ego is really made of everything from the past. So it can't ever really truly be present with what's needed in the moment. Only by going to the soul, which is also inclusive of the spirit, can you live in the present and really be with somebody, as opposed to projecting, this or that, or I don't like this, I don't like that. That all kind of keeps you stuck in belief systems that are a priori, previous to, prior to.
Yeah,